Hi, I'm Natalie and I'm a wildlife cinematographer, and here I am out on another wildlife filming adventure. Early November, I decided I wanted to capture some starling murmurations. There's some big ones fairly close to home, but I'd only ever seen them from a distance. So I popped over to the spot I'd heard about with my cameras to check them out. I did 2 trips in different weather. The first, it was overcast with the sunset managing to break through towards the end of the day. I got there early and waited. As smaller flocks of starlings came in, they began to gather in a few specific tree lines. I had a rough idea of where they might murmurate, but there are power lines everywhere here, so they must know to stay above those. The marsh harriers were also having a good scout out of where I think the roosting site is. As the numbers started to build, the pylons on the power lines began to thicken. The starlings were gathering on them. It looked really cool, but no murmurations were taking place. They were all going straight into the roost. That said, bang on sunset, an incredible wave of hundreds, maybe thousands flew directly over my head. That was a pretty epic moment. And despite no murmuration, it was still amazing to see those numbers of starlings coming into roost. For each of these trips, I'm using my Sony A7Siii with the Sigma 60-600, so I could shoot a bit longer in lower light and get a good mix of wides, close-ups, or just have a bit of length on the lens for when the birds are really far away. I decided to head out a couple weeks later. This particular day had been really lovely and sunny. Starlings will often make use of the good weather and stay out and eat for as long as possible and then head straight into roost. So I wasn't expecting more than much nicer skies, but I had noticed access to view the roost itself had now been opened. Similar behaviour on this visit, with flocks almost resembling murmurations. Nothing over my head, but I did take a quick look at the roost. The marsh harriers clearly know what this spot is. I didn't see them have much success though. As the night drew in, the starlings moved in and out of the reeds until they were pretty much settled, and it was time to head home. Now, I had planned on a 3rd visit to the same location, but I had the opportunity to visit Aberystwyth, and the pier there is pretty famous for its murmurations. So I had one night available to check them out, and I lucked out big time on the weather. An incredible sunset with some of the best colours. The silhouettes of both the massive murmurations and the details of the starlings when I punched in was perfect. Plus, I could get a decent view of the roost below the pier. These were some of my favourite shots. Happy with that, and a lot of stormy weather for the rest of the year drew my murmuration watches to an end. But I'm sure I'll be back out again soon.